Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and today I have a what I'm calling a non-traditional Christmas card for you. I normally do Christmas cards red and green, and this year I decided, well, at least this week I decided that I'm going to show you a card that's a little bit different. Now, I guess you'd call this hot pink and blue, but I think it's a really cute Christmas card. And this is what I'm going to make for you today. So let me show you my inspiration. This is the card that Erica Serwin, I believe her last name is, we did it in a make and take, and I really liked her card. And so I wanted to come up with something just a little bit different, and this is what I came up with. Before we get started, though, I want to let everybody know that if you place an order at my online store or with me in 2020, watch the mail in December, because the new mini catalog, the January through June mini catalog, and the celebration catalog will be coming to your door via mail. So I just want you to keep an eye out for that. Now, if you haven't placed an order and you want a catalog, there's still time. I'll probably mail them out, or I'll place my order to have them mailed out, I guess you would say, the end of November. So if you want a catalog, make sure you get an order in before the end of November, or call me and let me know, or reach out to me and let me know, and I will get you a catalog. Okay, so we're going to start with our ribbon. This is that crinkled seam binding. Love this stuff. You've seen me use it a million times. I'm going to turn this over so it doesn't get, I don't know if that blue ink could get on my ribbon or not. That was on my grid paper. But I'm going to take my blends, and this is the dark magenta madness. I think that's what this color is called. Yep. And I'm gonna just color, and I think this is about 8.5 to 9 inches of ribbon. I hope it's long enough to tie my bow, but I think it might even be too long. I don't know. But I'm gonna do that first and just give that a time to dry. It won't take very long, but we'll set that aside and go on. So the first thing I want to do is get all my pieces ready for my card, which means let's start with the designer series paper. I'll need to cut this down. Now, this designer series is the plaid tidings. I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches. It's 6 by 6 paper. That's what I was getting at. But I'm going to cut it down to 4 inches. I'm going to save this. Of course, you know how I am. I'm going to decorate my envelope with that. And then I need a piece that is 2 3/4 and 2 inches with my designer series paper. Right there. Okay. So I'm going to set that aside. And then, so you know, and if you don't get the measurements here, I dropped my ribbon, hang on. Now I'll have them on my blog here. You can see all the measurements on my blog to make the card. So I have the designer series paper. Excuse me. I have a piece of 8.5 by 5.5. This is the, what is it called? I keep forgetting. Magenta Madness, and it is scored at 4 1/4. It's just the card base. I have a piece of Whisper White that is 4 by 5 1/4. This is going to be the inside of our card. And then I have some scraps here of Whisper White, and I don't know how long they are, but I do know that I've cut them about 2 1/4 inches wide. And now one of them, we're going to take that adhesive sheets. If you watch my videos, I know you've known, or you've seen me use these before. They come in 6 by 12 sheets. Now, I've cut this one down, and to be honest with you, I can't remember how long it is, probably 5 1/4. But you can see there's one. They're divided into 2 inches, and there's one strip left here. And I'm going to just take that and put it onto my Whisper White here so I can make my Whisper White into a sticker. So just set it there. And then I'm going to use my bone folder, and I'm going to press that on there pretty good. Make sure it's stuck. Okay. And then, of course, I already told you about my other Whisper White scrap. And then I have a piece of a magenta. Now, I don't know how long this is, but it's a 1/2 inch wide. We'll use that later. And I have a scrap of the balmy blue glimmer paper. Then we bring in our Big Shot. Oh, I didn't even tell you what stamp sets. Let me show you the bundles that we're using. We're using a ton of stamps and punches and bundles and all that stuff. So we're going to use the Banner Year stamp set and the coordinating punch. You've seen me use this a bunch. I love this bundle. We're going to use the In the Pines bundle. So this is the stamp set with the coordinating tree dies. And then we're going to use this, what is this one called? This is the mini curvy keepsake box, and out of this one, I just used this stitched star. But on this card, I think I'm gonna try the little heart. So I'm gonna cut both of those out and see what they look like, and let's see what happens. So we'll need those dies. We don't need the stamp sets right now. In fact, I've I've mounted most of my stamps, so we probably won't need the stamp set at all. We need these two pieces of the In the Pines, In the Woods. What's this one called? I can't get it back in there. Oh, the Pine Woods dies. And that's it. And then the Boss, or the die cut machine. So we're going to start, of course, with the number 1, the platform. And we're going to use number 2 plate. Let's see if I can get all of this on at one time. Then I'm going to use a number 3 clear cutting pad. We'll set our strip of glimmer paper on there, and I'm going to just place the star and the heart. Then I can decide later which one I want to use. And then with that, where did my scrap go? This is the scrap of Whisper White that has the sticker on there. I'm going to place the tree, and hang on, there's a piece of paper in here that I don't want left in my die. And now have the wrong tip on my Take a Pick tool. Let me fix that. Let me get that out of there. There we go. So this die here, it looks like this, and it's got all those little intricate pieces on there. I'm gonna lay that on the sticker part of my Whisper White cardstock. And you know, if I turn it around this way, I probably could have just moved the die, but anyway, this way I can probably get that other tree, yep, with my Whisper White, the outline tree on here, and we can run all of those through at the same time. So then another clear cutting pad, number 3 on top of that, and they're all in place. And let's just run that through the machine. And then, you know, I'm gonna go back through, just because this one is a big thick sticker layer and the other's glimmer paper. So let me run that back through and make sure those get nice and cut through. Okay. And before I put my machine away, let me take all these pieces out. I want to run this piece here. I'm going to run this through with the outline cut and cut that tree out. It takes me a minute to get it lined up, so be patient with me here. But I want to make sure I get a good border on my tree. Okay, let's see. That looks pretty good. I'm almost out of the camera. I hope you can see what I'm doing, but I think you can get the picture. Okay, we're going to run that tree through. And since it's just an outline, I'm not going to worry about going through the machine twice or anything like that. It should be fine. And I think now we're all done die cutting. And set all of that aside and bring in, now if I had my brush, I could just run my brush over there, but I don't have it with it, so I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool and just poke out all those little pieces from this tree. Look how pretty that is, though, when you get the outline done and all those little pieces. And this is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. But we're die-hard stampers, so we're going to just plug along. Okay, and now my sticker is coming off the back as I poke those out, so I'm going to go ahead and just take the sticker back off. Maybe I am. Yep, there we go. There. Let me poke those other little pieces out. But since I already have the sticker back off and almost all those little pieces out, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead, let me get that off my table here. He's a sticky little booger. Let go. He was not gonna cooperate. He's determined that he's gonna stay in the camera. That little piece of paper. But look, now you can just take this piece here and lay it on that big outline piece. And look at that pretty little detailed tree. Looks like that. Okay, let me clean up a little bit, get rid of all these little scraps, and make sure we have all the little pieces we need. Here's my glimmer paper with the star and the heart. Okay, there, I think we have all of our pieces now. Let's go, let's go ahead and we'll stamp this piece. So I'm gonna bring in my Pierce mat and that punch. Like I said, this is a 1/2 inch. I'm gonna just slip it in here. Check the back, make sure that it's all the way in and straight. And then, now I can't get it straight. Okay, there we go. And punch. Now I'm gonna hang on to that little piece right there. And I'm sure you've seen me do this before, because I wanna make sure that my stamping is right in the middle of the two banners. So I'm gonna use that piece later to make sure I cut it the right size. I'm gonna ink up the Christmas wishes. This is from the, what's that stamp set called? The Banner Year stamp set. And I'm gonna stamp it, one more ink just in case, because I didn't practice, over here by the banner that I've already punched. And now the ink that I'm using, this is Misty Moonlight. Looky there, nice. And then, no, I'm gonna put that away yet because we're gonna stamp some more. Then I'm gonna take that little piece that I saved from the punch and I'm gonna line that up about where I want my banner to be. And then with a pair of paper snips, I'm just gonna trim my paper using this as a guide, the length that I want it. There we go. Now when you put this back in your punch, and make sure it's all the way in. Now mine's stuck. There we go. All the way in, and then straight back here, which it is, and you just punch it out. And now you have the perfect little banner that is with your stamping centered in between your little banners. Okay, just a little bit more stamping for the inside of our card. So I have here just a piece of Whisper White. I'm gonna bring in the outline of that big tree with the same Misty Moonlight ink and just stamp him down here in the corner. Let that ink sink in for just a second. Nice. And then same stamp set. There's like a little, I'm gonna call it the ground. I'm gonna stamp that in the Misty Moonlight. And then last for the Misty Moonlight, I have a little kind of fill in for the tree trunk here, and I'm gonna stamp that right there too. Okay, put the Misty Moonlight away. Now I'm gonna bring in Seaside Spray. It's just another color that's in the Designer Series paper. And so I'm gonna use that to fill in this tree. And I tell you what, that's what I love about the In the Pine stamp set, is it has the two-step stamping, and I am a huge fan of two-step stamping. Because look how pretty our tree looks now. And then because we have that Magenta Madness on the front of our card, I think I'll show you in the stamp set. There's this little stamp that looks like this, and I believe it's supposed to be snow, but in this case, it's gonna be just a little bit of lights for my tree. So I'm gonna just take that pretty pink and just stamp on my tree. and bring that pretty color to the inside of my card. Let me lift that up so you can see what I did there. Is that not cute? I love that. When I did that this morning, I thought, haha, that's not snow, it's lights for your tree. Okay, so now I think we have all of our parts. We're all done stamping. Let's start putting our card together. So I'm going to take my card base here and just fold it in half because it's scored. I think I told you it was 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. It's just your simple card base. Take a bone folder, get that crisp edge, and then find some dimensionals. Oh, it's a brand new sheet. Let's see if we can. And we're going to put dimensionals. Now on our designer series paper, the larger piece is going to go on the top, and I'm going to place that one first, but I'm going to go ahead and throw dimensionals on all of them. And you know I like to put 5 because I like to put one in the center so the tummy of our cardstock doesn't sag. No one likes a saggy tummy. Put a couple more, bear with me. There we go. Take those dimensional backs off. So when I'm done with my card, I'll show you, because I'm going to put, like I said, I'm all into that glimmer heart compared to the star, and you'll have to let me know which card you like better. If you like it better with the star, or if you like it better with the heart. But notice when I put my designer series paper on there, I just made sure that the border was the same on the top and on the sides. And then when I put my designer series paper on the bottom, I'm going to do the same thing, only on the bottom and the sides. And make sure, so it ends up looking about like that. Then I'm going to take my tree here, and just with a couple of glue dots, I'm going to put a glue dot. Well, I got my ribbon kind of tight on my glue dots, but a glue dot right here on the trunk, and then a couple glue dots toward the top of the tree. Oh, and it did not, you know, and I'm going to start doing this. Look, you push down with this, and your glue dots stick better because it did not stick. Use that paper to make your glue dots stick. Yay! One more up here. Okay, now I have glue dots on my tree, and I'm going to just take and put, so he's right about there. Now, if you noticed on this card, I put him somewhat lower, and I decided he needed to be higher up, so I want him more that way. Anyway, then I need my ribbon. I'm going to just tie a simple bow. And I think on my original card, my bow is a little bit too big, so I'm going to make this bow a little bit smaller. You know, your first card is always your simple, but then you learn from that one and improve on the next one. And I want my bow more of a, like a side by side. I don't want my tails to hang down, and I want them a little bit shorter. So I'm going to make my bow look like that. And then of course with just a simple glue dot, lay my bow. Which side do I like better? Do I like this side better? Nope, I like this side better. I'm gonna lay him on my glue dot here, and then pop him off of here, and then lay him. Now on this die, there's a little hole here because it's normally for a tag, but I'm gonna cover that up with my bow. So he looks like, now he's stuck to my desk. There he goes. Looks like that. And then just a dimensional on the back of him. Now I'm going to put him right there. And look how cute the heart is. Is that not adorable? I love the star, but I think maybe, just maybe, the heart might win. Okay, let's keep going. I'll get off on my, a couple dimensionals here on my banner. Yeah, and I am gonna go. I was thinking about doing that different, but I think I'm gonna stick with my banner the same on my original card. Take that and just put that right about there. And then last but not least, the finishing touch. is these little in-color gems. I think they're called enamel dots, but I love these. Just a little pop of pink on that blue Designer Series paper. One more. How about right there? And looky, there you go. Oh, let's put the inside. Almost forgot the inside of my card. Take the cap off. A little bit of seal on the back of that, and put that on the inside. And look how nice when you see the pink on the inside with those little lights on the tree. Is that not adorable? Love it. So then last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and take my envelope here. I lost my piece of Designer Series paper now. Oh, here it is. And I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the sides here. Well, maybe I am. Sure I am, because I'm determined. And along the bottom here. And a little bit on the side. And then on this piece, I'm going to put adhesive all along the side of one. Let me turn this way so I can see it. And then when you set this down, trying to get it straight, because it's going to have a little border up here. Lay that down this way, and then trim that off. I love decorating my envelope. I think it just adds that pop. In fact, I got a swap from a friend of mine, and her envelope was decorated, and it just made me feel, wait, I can't get this going the right way. It was just exciting to open the card because the envelope was so pretty. So from now on, I'm going to decorate my envelopes. So in fact, speaking of decorate my envelopes, I'm going to go ahead and stamp, since I have everything out. I'm going to go ahead and take that large tree outline. And stamp that down. Put down the ground. Fill in my trunk. Bring in that Seaside Mist one more time. Well, you get the gist, right? Because I'm going to sit here and finish decorating my envelope, including the little pink lights on there. And then I'm going to do another envelope for the card that was my sample card. So I appreciate you watching. Like I said, if you want a mini catalog, be sure and you haven't placed an order, if you've already placed an order with me in 2020, you'll get a catalog in the mail. But if you want a catalog and you haven't placed an order, all you have to do is go to my online store, kathyhouse.stampinup.net, and place an order before November 30th. All right, that's all I have. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you back here Friday about 11 o'clock. Bye-bye.